Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the NSRA Wednesday Night Thunder presented by Simbox and Cantrell's Market at Atlanta Motor Speedway. My name is Josh Sobel, and here with me tonight is Tim Hammond. Tim, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing fantastic, Josh. I am so excited for this race at Atlanta because it might be more challenging than we think. Just watching overall in practice, no one seems to be in the safe zone yet.
Yeah, the cars are going to be real loose here tonight in the 87s, and the first turn is going to be definitely treacherous here, especially out of turn 2. Seeing a lot of guys getting loose in practice, trying to understand where the rubber is at on this track, and it's going to be interesting to see how they tame the beasts here tonight.
Yeah, and a really quick overview of our points. If we want to show that, Josh,
There we go.
Just throwing that out there. Sorry. We so far we've got Jeff Price, your leader, heading into Atlanta with Colin Ulrey, the winner at Daytona, at 12 points back. Then Bill Edwards, 15 points back. He's in a tie with JT Poole, who is also 15 points back, and just 16 points back is Trevor Shaw. And then, of course, your previous 2 weeks winner, Christopher Darling, sitting in 6th spot, just 18 points back out of the lead. So Jeff has been very consistent every week, in and out, getting it done. And just last week, Christopher Darling only gained 3 points on the leader. That is great for Jeff. That is good strategy. You know, even if Christopher wins another race, if Jeff finishes second or third, he's still only going to gain 3 points.
Yeah, it's crazy seeing Christopher Darling win back-to-backs the last 2 weeks, and he's still sitting around 6th spot. It's crazy how the points are working here. I was expecting it to be a much bigger gain, but with Jeff Price in the position that he left, I do believe he finished 3rd last week. He continues to secure that top spot. Ben Adams and Andrew Himmelman, of course, the rivalry there with the families, still sitting 7th and 8th, and we got two guys we don't really talk too much about, Stan Halsman and Ron Gaivo, sitting in 9th and 10th. So still plenty of races to go. We're race 6 out of 9, so still plenty of time for these guys to kind of shift the board around, and Atlanta is going to be a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, and if Jeff Price, if something happened to him going into turn 1 at Atlanta and it just totaled the car, you know, he would finish last. That would shake up the points so much, because if Ron Gaivo finished 10th place, he's going to gain 10 points on the leader. So that would take him down 25 points out of the lead, and that's crazy to think.
Yeah, absolutely. So anything can happen within the next 3 races as well, too. So it'll be interesting to see what Jeff Price does to continue the lead, and it'd be interesting to also see how some of the guys from 7th on back are going to handle tonight's track and race for points at the end of the night. So the guys are practicing right now. We still got about 10 minutes left on there, but we do want to bring in Trevor Shaw, because he is sitting 5th in points, and kind of have a conversation with him to see what he has going on in tonight's race. So we'll go ahead and get him in the booth.
Hey Trevor, it's the broadcast team up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, man. How's it going?
Great. We just want to check in with you before the race. You know, you're out here practicing. You're sitting 5th in points right now, heading into Atlanta. How do you feel, and what is your strategy going into tonight?
Oh, this is a tough track for me. Turn 1's tricky. It's gonna be just try to stay clean and stay top 10. Points stacking, you know, you can't make up a lot of points if you get behind in this series.
Oh, sorry, Josh. I thought you had a question.
Oh, no, sorry. I was looking at the timing screen. No, yeah, tonight's track is going to be real loose. I don't know how much you ran at Atlanta. I ran here a couple of times in the 87s, but turn 2 is seeming to be the problem spot going in. Is there anything that you see on the track that might cause a problem for you? You said the track's not really your greatest strong point. So what's kind of your weakness here?
Really just entering into turn one, these cars get upset really easy, and so coming into one, especially in pack, it's going to be real tough to keep the car under control, kind of through the middle of 1 and 2. Since mainly my strategy for tonight is going to be to stay clean.
Yeah, and with the torque in these cars, the tire fall off on this thing is absolutely insane as well too, especially if you try to push early on. So saving the tires are going to be huge for tonight as well too. But the track, I was out there for a little bit, for about 30 minutes or so, just kind of throwing some laps down. And I raced this track at night, and I can tell you right now, the difference between day when it's nice and hot and nighttime, it's extremely slick. Going into today's race, so it'll be interesting to see how well you can maintain it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. At least we got a good group of guys. We just got to run my race.
Absolutely.
Well, get in my head.
Well, we're gonna let you get back under practice. You got 7 minutes left, and hopefully we'll catch you in a later interview.
I hope so.
Good
All
luck
right, Trevor.
tonight, Trevor.
Yeah, thank you guys.
No problem. Trevor Shaw there sitting in 5th in points. We'll see how he does. Atlanta is one of, I was absolutely terrified of Atlanta when I first raced in these cars a few weeks back, and it was actually in a different league, and I told myself, I was like, I'm not going to do this. And then once I actually got used to it, I actually enjoy this track quite a bit. Not even going to lie. This track is a lot of fun in the 87s, but like I said, the tire fall off is going to be huge. We're going to take a look at some of the guys. Like I said, we got about 6 minutes left to practice, but let's take a look at some of the guys here and see how they're doing. Jeff Price is sitting
right on board with Justin White.
Justin White?
Yeah, if you want to do it
there
on
he
board.
is. Yeah, here we go. And Justin's going to take us a lap around Atlanta here to see what line he prefers. Going to be getting off the gas here going into turn 1 and 2. This is going to be the absolute most treacherous spot in the whole track for sure. Turn 2 is going to be real loose. Even mid-corner gets pretty loose early on in the race. Letting off of the gas as you go into entry to save those tires and not doing what Colin's doing in front of him there, spinning out midway through. And then just kind of holding it down on that line, coming back up. Of course, the white line is going to be the fastest way around the track here, and that's going to basically do you for a lap in Atlanta. But making sure you're lifting in those corners. You wait too late to lift, and the back end snaps out from behind you, and the next thing you know, you're in the apron or out in the outside wall.
And it's going to be really tough when somebody gets to the outside of you, because with these cars, a car comes to the outside of you and it kind of sucks the air off the back of the car, and kind of like, it's almost like a gravitational pull, just pulls you right into them. So it's going to be interesting to see where these guys are going to make their passes and try to do it to where they don't take somebody out with them.
Yeah, if you're trying to save tires and the high line is the worst place you want to be, all that grip is going to be on the low end pretty much throughout the majority of the race. I don't see the high line working too well here at this track, so really the guy that's going to be on the outside, you kind of want to pin him there. In all honesty, if you want to wear someone's tires down, you want to keep them on the high line as you're battling out, because you're basically just going to be saving as he's trying to get around you, so why not make him work extra hard for it, and in the long run it can help you out.
Yeah, it looks like we're coming down to about 4 minutes, 45 seconds. Oh, I just saw a big wreck in turn 1. That was, yeah, it was Jordan Seffler was coming out of the pits and got nailed. But, usually here in the cars that we have today with the Cup cars, turn 4 is where, you have a lot of problems getting loose and tight at the same time coming out to that wall. But like you said here, coming off of turn 2, we're going to see a lot of issues tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, I'm just interested to see how the guys are going to handle it. Most of the guys have surprised us in the past, like Dover. Dover, I thought, or was it Dover or Darlington?
It was Dover.
One of them. Dover or Darlington was.
They both were really good.
Yeah, and I expected there to be a ton of cautions, and luckily they did a really good job maintaining everything.
And shout out to the fans. They're all social distancing. I didn't know that iRacing installed that in here.
Yeah. I think I put them on low to make it more realistic with the social distancing because why
good.
not?
That's real good. But let's take a look at. Looks like right now your fastest in practice is JT Poole, running at a 32.095. Then we've got Andrew Himmelman, a 32.113. I think he just got up there. I'm not sure. I may have missed that, but because I thought Cullen was second, so I think Andrew just laid down that lap time. And third place, Cullen Ulrey, and fourth place, your points leader coming into tonight, Jeff Price with a 32.132. And of course, your previous 2 weeks winner, Christopher Darling, sitting in fifth. I lost count of where I was. And he's sitting at a 32.168. As we round down the time as we come to qualifying here shortly.
Yeah, hopefully we'll be able to see. And iRacing gets kind of stingy with the qualifying. Sometimes it lets you watch, sometimes it doesn't. So hopefully we'll be able to watch some of the guys do some qualifying. Something I do want to point out. Let me rewind this real quick. Look at that rubber buildup right here.
Oh yeah.
Crazy. That's where you don't want to be, is in this little area up here on the high side. I love that about this, how they managed to throw the rubber down like on the track. It's crazy. It is such a great job.
Somebody else I want to give a shout out to, Doug Neal, sitting sixth on the leaderboard right now, running a 32.279. So we don't get to talk about a lot, but he's been getting solid runs lately. So it'll be great to see what he can do tonight.
Let's pull somebody else in. Ben Adams seems to be struggling quite a bit. He's sitting 14th in practice.
Ben Adams.
Let's see if he's in Discord. Let's go ahead and bring him in.
Hey Ben, it's up in the booth. You got a copy?
I do. What's up, man?
Hey, just wanted to check in with you about tonight. How do you feel coming to Atlanta?
Well, this place is crazy, man. You're gonna see some wild stuff, I believe.
Yeah, we're looking at you right now as you're taking some practice laps around the track there. Looks like you're about 14th fastest through practice, but obviously the race is going to change that quite a bit. Most of these times are going to be way different once the race starts. So you're doing pretty well in points. You're right there with Andrew in the points. I think if I remember correctly, you're a little bit above him in points right now. But one whole point. That's gonna be huge. You're the family rivalry right now going on in this race. So just make sure you finish in front of him, and you'll be set.
If you think that don't matter, you're crazy. I'm gonna tell you. It's, if I lose this, it will be all I hear from my wife and him. Yeah, but I'm not hot lapping. I'm out trying to work on race. I don't.
Yep.
I mean, I went out there and I was like, I'm gonna see what I do. I turned it in there and I basically had to drift. I was like, if they drift in the race, they'll go to the back anyway. So.
All right, well, we're gonna let you go ahead and get out there for qualifying. I know that's starting pretty shortly, so we wish you luck and hope to hear from you soon.
Yeah, hopefully in victory lane, man.
Absolutely. All right, so practice is now done and 5 minutes of qualifying is up. So we are going to go ahead and get this sorted and see if we can at least ride along somebody here. That would be fantastic if iRacing would let me.
It's not letting you? It's letting me. I knew that.
Yeah, I refreshed the timing screen, so we'll see if anybody goes out. If not,
right now, Jeff Price is on the track right now. I'll keep you guys updated since it's not letting you see it physically. It's letting me. So right now it looks like quite a few drivers on track. Zach Howe, Jeff Price, Ben Adams is out, Bill Edwards, Justin White, Trevor Shaw, Cullen Ulrey, Jeff Wyatt, Michael Mooney, Doug Neal, Ben Mashburn. It looks like everybody's really going to turn some laps here to, get a good starting position.
We'll keep a look on the board here and see where they're at. Let me go ahead and do best lap. Here we go. And then we'll see how these guys stack up.
So right now, looks like we have JT Poole is sitting on the pole at the moment.
32.0 is a fantastic lap. That is really hard. Yeah, than practice.
Practice.
Yeah, 32.0s are like top tier.
First lap.
Top tier. That was his first lap. Wow. I'm expecting this second lap to be insane then. Oh, looking at Christopher Darling up there in third, 32.12. Bill Edwards. So really, a lot of the points leaders up in the top 10 in points are basically rounding out the top 10 in tonight's race so far.
Yep.
So while we're at it and we have plenty of time, let's do some picks.
Ooh, we're gonna do picks before
we're gonna go ahead and do picks because I think it's fair.
Oh yeah, it is. Yeah.
At that point, instead of waiting 30 laps and seeing how it goes. So who do you got for tonight?
Tonight, I'm going with Bill Edwards in the number 50.
Solid pick. I already made my pick from last week, but go ahead.
wait, hold on. Let me guess. Christopher Darling.
Gotta go with the triple. Like if this happens, like I don't know. It's hard because with Andrew hasn't qualified yet, but I know he does really well at this track from the little that I've talked to him for with this. I don't even know what I'm trying to say words right now.
He's actually not taking the track, so I think there's some strategy going on here.
Oh, he's not going to qualify?
It doesn't show that he has entered the track at all.
Wow. Interesting.
Because right now, Stan Hausman just went out, so Travis White just went out. Moyer just, I think, completed his second lap.
Gotcha. Well, hopefully he does. If not, maybe, like you said, strategy. Obviously wanting to be in the back of the pack and hoping that he can avoid some of the wrecks that will most likely spawn, just because this track is quite hard in these cars.
It looks like him and Michael Snare may be the only two that's not going to qualify.
Interesting. Yeah, so I mean, Christopher Darling, I mean, I got to go for it. He's done 2 back-to-backs. He's already shown top 3 in tonight's race. As long as it's all about keeping it clean. That's the thing that's crazy about this. If he can keep it clean and he stays out front, I think, and it stays green, he could go a long way with this. But if we have a decent amount of cautions tonight, I think that might actually not play in his favor, and I could see that causing some problems. Honestly, I think if it stays green, he'll be fine. But we'll have to see how Atlanta does tonight.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting to see how these cars run in a group.
That's true.
It just, I'll tell you, sometimes clean air can make or break your car.
It's absolutely right too. I forgot about that because once they start going double file throughout the track, it's going to be intense.
Yeah, and you're going to have issues where guys are going to be they're going to snap loose in that middle of the turn, and if they snap loose and they're on the low side, that's going to collect a lot of guys depending on where in the field it happens.
Absolutely. All right, so we're getting ready to go here. Let's go ahead and look at the grid for tonight, brought to you by Cantrell's Market. Starting in your pole position, it's going to be JT Poole and Colin Ullery starting second beside him.
And your second row is Christopher Darling and Bill Edwards, both of our picks for tonight.
Side by side, ooh, drama. Row number 3, we got Zach Howell, who is in the number 3, and Jordan Shepler in the 13.
Row 4, we've got Nathan Moyer in the 01 and Doug Neal in the 33.
In row 5, we got Trevor Shaw in the 27, Jeff Price, our points leader, in the 14.
And row 6, we've got Stan Hosman in the 39 and Justin White in the number 2.
Row 7, we got Ben Mashburn in the 24 and Ben Adams in the number 5.
And row 8, we've got Matt Vander Koo.
Probably.
Cool.
Yeah, can we say cool?
Not sure. In the 60 and Jeff Wyatt in the 86.
And then to round out the, oh, sorry, my bad. I saw my name there. In row 9, we have Michael Mooney and Andrew Himmelman.
And row 10 will be Mitchell Snare and Travis White.
That's going to round out the grid here, and we should be going pretty soon. So not bad. Like I said, the grid's looking like we have some of the top 10 guys in points up there, so it'll be interesting. Nathan Mower, I always get that name mixed up too. I'm surprised you didn't go with him. He had a solid run. He's finished second at the Rock last week, so
well, I chose him last week, and I chose him the week that he won, so he is always a good pick for me. I just feel like Bill Edwards, his time has come.
It's true. He deserves
so
a win.
Close to winning. He's been up at the top, but he's just not been able to seal the deal yet.
We got our pacing underway. Luckily, we only get to go one pace lap as we go green, so the thing you will see that is going to be different, like we always state, the cautions are unfortunately going to be a little longer than normal because iRacing decided to fix the super speedways and break every other track.
But hey, September new update.
Can't wait. It's going to be fantastic. Nashville's coming. Heck yeah.
I was just about to say that. Yes, Nashville is coming. That'll be great in the 87s.
Oh my God. It's going to be fantastic. But we got the pace car coming off turn 4 here. We got JT Poole and Colin Ullery going to be bringing us to the green flag here. Let's see who gets the jump, low line or high line.
Well, here we go. Green flag is in the air as we head off into turn 1. The guys are talking on the radio, saying they're going to take it easy here coming into turn 1. And everyone does a pretty good job.
Got a nice little battle back here with Bill Edwards and the 13 of Jordan Shepler.
Wow, everyone's 3 wide.
Everyone's kind of spread out right now. Nice little battle going on for 6th place. Shepler's taking that away from Bill. Guys trying to find their rhythm as we go in. We survived lap 1.
Yeah, great job. I know this is not an easy test. It did sound like somebody scraped the wall coming off of 4. Did not see who that was.
Take a look up front. Christopher Darling and Zach Howell battling each other for 3rd there. Colin Ullery is slowly making his way towards JT Poole, about 5/10 of a second off. We got a battle going on back here though. Thought I saw the 14 of Jeff Price making some moves, and it looks like he is battling on the inside of Justin White in that number 2 car.
He's going to get a great run here off that corner too. And just in front of him is Stan Hosman in the 39. I see quite a few guys are actually taking that high line. We'll see if they don't, settle down and everybody get in line here. Right on board with Nathan Moyer, just behind Bill Edwards, sitting in 8th position right now. Looks like he's got some good handling on the car. He's not too loose, just cruising along.
Looks like he is utilizing the high line as well too. I don't think that's a pretty, decent strategy coming into this. It's going to wear out that right front quite a bit, and tires are going to be a huge thing at this track.
Ooh, great run right there. It let up a little bit.
Looks like, oh yeah, Andrew Himmelman started in the back. He's actually battling Ben Adams right now for 19th spot.
There's that 1 point difference.
There it is right there. But the closest battle going on right now is going to be between Trevor Shaw in the 27, Jordan Schepler in 13, and Bill Edwards in the number 50. Doesn't look like it's very close, but that is going to be the closest battle. But Zach Howell, the number 3. Yeah, looked like he was making some moves. Got Trevor Shaw behind him and Christopher Darling, two-timer, in front of him. So far, the guys are doing a really good job.
And I want to point out that Zach has had such a terrible year so far. Like, I remember Dover, he got caught up in a big wreck, and Darlington, he got, I believe, taken out very early in the race. So it would be great to see Zach come into Atlanta and rebound off of those races.
Yeah, he doesn't get the good stick at all. Like, he doesn't have any good luck whatsoever. He seems to always get involved in some of the weirdest accidents at the weirdest times. So seeing him in top 5 right now is actually pretty nice. Seeing somebody new.
Yeah, and he's really staying up there with them. And then he's got a pack of 4 behind him that they're all kind of running the same speed, it seems like. They've not really made any moves on each other.
Yeah, I think they're really just wanting to take it nice and slow here because of the fact that they know tires are going to play so well. But Bill Edwards is going to make a move on Jordan Schepler. He's going to take that spot away. Is now going to be moving on Trevor Shaw. Most likely going to take that spot as well too, unless he battles him, which if I was Trevor Shaw, I would just let him have it. It's 8 laps in. You don't want to wear it out too early. Honestly, track position right now, if it was me, is not important.
Yeah, and it looks like Nathan's going to go with Bill Edwards on that low line too. He's probably going to be able to complete that pass. Coming out of turn 2, Bill Edwards is going to clear him, and it looks like Nathan is going to clear him as well.
Yeah, I'm right on board with Bill Edwards. I wanted to see a different angle as they were battling, but Nathan already took the spot away. He's going to try to fit in the hole down low here by Bill. I'll give him a little crossover and might take the high side.
Oh, looks like, and they're going to get around Zach here coming into turn 2 or turn 1.
Oh, like this is going to get kind of hairy here.
That's what we're talking about, pinching guys right there, because that's gonna get scary. And looks like Bill Edwards and Nathan are both going to get around Zach coming out of turn 4. That moves them up to 4th and 5th. You know, it looks like Colin Ulrey and Christopher Darling having a good battle up here for 2nd place.
Yeah, it looks like Christopher got around him there, and Colin is trying to get that spot back. It's crazy that the big battles are happening kind of like at the outside of top 5. Really interesting to see 4 of those guys battling right now.
And if you take a look at the field, like from Bill Edwards all the way back to about Michael Mooney in 13th place. So from like 4th place to 13th place, they're all in a line right there together.
Yeah, as you see the leaders, JT Poole's got a huge gap here between him and Christopher Darling. We can kind of tell that. You see Christopher Darling there in the distance going into turn 1. Looking at about almost a 2-second gap going on. So JT Poole doing really well early on, but we've seen some mishaps before. Unfortunately, he had a huge one 2 weeks ago. He was doing really well. Yeah, he was doing really well at Darlington, and then unfortunately just lost it, and I think he totaled the car, actually, if I remember correctly.
I believe so. And it was off of he had gone to the pits later than everybody else because his strategy was going to have fresher tires than everybody else because he had a great car. But you know, that is a gamble you take when doing that because things can get hairy going back there.
You see Jordan Shepler in that Coors Light number 13 battling the number 3 of Zach Howell. Zach is now sitting in 6th currently.
It looks like Shipler's going to go to the inside here, coming into turn 3 and 4. It looks like he's not going to get there, though.
Trevor Shaw is actually almost a 3-way battle here. We got 39 of Stan Halsman coming in. Oh, clips the grass. That's the one thing. Oh, taking it for a ride. What a save.
Wow. That was a fantastic save.
That was insane. I was
great job from
yes.
Halsman and everybody around him to not freak out in that moment.
Yeah, he bounced that card. I think he got damaged from the bounce.
He did.
That was crazy. Yeah, this is grass here. There's no turf. So if you get a wheel, a lot of people like to try to cut it as close as they can on the front stretch coming across the line, as we saw with Trevor Shaw there. And doing that here at this track, clipping that left front, is going to cause that exact problem right there.
Gave him quite a bit of damage on that on the front of that car.
He's going to be tight, I guarantee you. And Stan Halsman, 39, is going to take full advantage of this. Doug Neal in the 33. Big, you know, Simbox car, always repping Simbox. Again, one of the sponsors for the race. He's actually sitting in 13th right now, trying to get around 27 to Trevor Shaw.
It'll be interesting to see if do you happen to know the fuel run on this? I didn't check before the race.
When I remembered, I do believe the tire fall off, depending on how you pushed it, was anywhere between 30 to 40 laps, and I don't think fuel was really much of a problem. So depending on how far they push it, I should have asked. I forgot again if there's going to be tire limits or not. I'm going to say if there's not a tire limit, they're probably going to push this to, you know, obviously 40 laps, I would see, before you need a pit stop. But if there are tire limits and you only get one extra set, you could see these guys running on these tires until about the halfway mark. And that's going to change. Yeah, it's going to get tight.
I actually, last night was one of the first races that I did where I had to manage my tires. I don't run as hard as other guys do in the beginning of the race because I'm just kind of trying to fill the track out at that point. But everybody went to the pits and they're like, oh yeah, you know, 67% left. And I'm like, and I look at mine and I was at 93. I'm like, oh, okay. I could have kept those tires on.
Oh, who's that? Michael Mooney right there? Yeah, Michael Mooney in the 88, taking the high line. I thought he got tight there, was going to hit that outside wall, but manages to keep it going. Got another Simbox car out there, number 2, Jordan B. White. He's behind the 13 of Jordan Shepler and the 3 of Zach Howell, trying to get something going there. Not much going on as far as battles, to be completely honest. The guys have done a really good job of kind of calming it. Colin Ulrey and Nathan Maurer right now are battling for 3rd and 4th with Bill Edwards.
Right there.
Yeah, Bill Edwards is peeking in on there.
And those two caught back up to those guys. Oh, sounds like somebody got loose. Let me guess. Oh no, everything's good.
See Nathan on the outside. Right onto that fender's gonna get Colin right there coming out of turn 4. Bill Edwards is gonna follow him, see if he can make anything happen. Side by side towards the line. I think Nathan's got him going into 1 here.
Bill's car, I really don't think his car is as good as everybody else's on that outside lane. Because I see everybody pull away from him, and Colin's going to cut him off. And
yeah, Bill's not going to allow
go
that.
Straight to the inside, yeah.
Yeah, he lost that momentum with that block, and Bill's just going to take advantage of that. Let's check back in on the...
There's a good battle back here with Zach and Justin White. Whoa, that was close. Oh, yeah.
Here we go.
Finish line.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, and there goes Mooney to the inside.
Mooney's down in the grass, got shoved up there by Jordan Shepler.
Looks Looks like he
Still
saved it.
green. Still green. So
Oh, that is unfortunate. He was in the wrong place at the wrong time. And just the lap before, Shipler had just said he got very loose in the tri-oval. So I imagine the same thing happened this time by.
and then we got Stan Halsman and Zach Howell battling. Shepler's coming up there now, trying to make something happen.
And what a tough break for Mooney. He was running decently, and I really like his paint scheme, the RC Cola car.
Yeah, it's nice. It's different. I liked how some of the guys are going with like the old school themed cars, and some of them are keeping it more modern, but throwing some like old school colors on it.
Yeah.
I did want to check on the little family rivalry, but it looks like Andrew Himmelman is sitting 16th and Ben Adams is actually in 13th, so there's not going to be much going on there. But Jeff Wyatt in the 86, just kind of being patient, just hanging out in 17th. Mitchell Snare in the 43, different paint scheme this time around. Decided to ditch the King's paint and go with something completely different. Oh,
Woo! Got a good run right there.
Jeff Wyatt almost made contact there. Looks like he's made contact with the wall or something. He's got some damage on that rear and on the right side of the car. So he's just trying to keep it together going in here. Michael Mooney, after that little incident in the walls, pushed him back to 19th. Ben Mashburn is getting passed right now. He's going to be the first car to go a lap down if JT Poole can stay around him. But right now he's battling.
2 laps down.
Oh, is he already a lap down?
Yes.
Oh, wow. So he's going to try and hold on to that at least 1 lap down. JT Poole is catching
right now
him.
He is 1 lap down. If he stays in front of JT Poole, which would be his best interest.
26 laps in, the guys are doing a great job of keeping it clean. I'm sure it's getting tougher and tougher for them depending on who's saved and who hasn't. But as far as the gaps go, I mean, everyone's kind of like in their own little group, it seems like.
Yeah. JT Poole's in his own little universe. And then you come back to Christopher Darling, Nathan Moyer, and Bill Edwards. They're all just kind of pacing themselves. Bill is, seems like he's getting a little faster than Nathan. Nathan might have used up his stuff. He's going to go to the inside here, coming off of 2. And that's going to put him into 3rd place if he can complete that. And he's going to complete that pass. Maybe.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to get him on a 4 here. Take that spot away for 3rd. Now he's going to work on the 2-time Christopher Darling. See if he can get something going there. But yeah, Poole is just absolutely running away with this thing right now. Still managing to keep that car on the bottom, but a little earlier we saw him and Mashburn pretty close together, trying to get Mashburn another lap down, and now that gap is definitely increased quite a bit. Mashburn's coming off of 4 as he's entering mid-turn of 3 there, you can see up ahead. So
Mashburn must have got new tires to take off like that.
And if
Maybe
that's the case,
strategy.
yeah, say if that's the case, then there might be a limited sets here.
Right.
But Bill is actually gaining on Christopher Darling right now. He's only 2/10 off right now. And still gaining. He's going to pass him going into turn 3. But Darling's always seemed to make the high side work at some of these tracks, which is interesting. Like, he's not going to be able to do the shifting tactics he's done the last 2 races. There's no shifting here. This car has an actual setup that's pretty good. So he will be staying in the 4th gear. But I think Bill might have just done a really good job of saving.
And I want to give a special thanks to Christopher Darling, because I started using that technique last night when I raced at Pocono in these 87s, and the run you get off of the corner is amazing. Like, I had never thought about using that shifting technique, because, you know, oh, Moyer's going to the pits.
Yeah, I'm seeing Ullery's coming to the pits. It looks like he's going to try and slow her down here. Oh, locks it up and hits the commitment cone.
And Andrew Hillman is in. quite a few guys are
Interesting.
coming in.
So 31 laps. So I was pretty close to the window. I guess they just don't like the way the car's feeling. We got Maurer in the 01, I
Doug
think is what
Neal's,
you said.
coming in along with Shipler, and then White in the number 2 is coming in.
White's in. Himmelman is
Christopher
in.
Darling is in.
Oh, Christopher Darling. Okay. So guys are making green flag pit stops. Looks like we got some. Was that JT? No, I thought I saw JT Poole there, but it might have been Justin. Yeah, Justin White's in. Doug Neal is in. Shepler's in. Matt, what happened to Matt's front end?
9 is coming in this time by. So we'll see, where is Ben Mashburn? I'd like to see what he is doing at the moment. It looks like he's
Ben
catching the number
Mashburn.
2.
Yeah, he's working on the 27 right now. JT Poole's
So-
coming in. Bill Edwards is coming in. So it looks like the majority of the field's coming in right now.
Jeff Price.
See some guys there. The 13 of Shepler's got some front end damage. Got the right sides up or left sides up right now. JT Poole coming into his stall. Got that first spot. See how many tires he takes. Probably going to do 4. I'm sure it's a smart thing to do. The 2-tire strategy, I don't know how well that would work here. Maybe in the later stages, but he's going to take 4.
Yeah.
That's going to put Ben Adams. Ben Adams coming in right now, but he was scored first, so he might have gotten a lap led there. Michael Mooney hasn't pitted yet. And Mitchell, Snare has also not pitted.
Seeing as the guys come by and seeing how it's gonna
Yeah,
time things out.
Going to scramble the field up quite a bit. Right now it's got Michael Mooney in the 88 scored in first currently. Ben Adams in second. Nathan Maurer in third. And JT Poole in fourth. But we'll see if that changes as they come back across the line here.
Michael Mooney is coming in this time.
All right, so the 27 is there, but he's showing an 11th.
And see, this is a very difficult place to get into the pits too. On a green flag.
Oh,
Whew!
yeah, coming off of turn 4. So it looks like Nathan Maurer is going to be scored in first. JT Poole right on the bumper of him right now as they come out of turn 4. The battle for first essentially is going on right here.
Moyer must have had a great pit stop.
Yeah, he looks like he got out. Him and JT Poole both. They were in about 21 and a half seconds in their pit stop. Looks like the longest pit stop is Jordan Shepler. Looks like he got some of that damage taken care of. Colin Olery also had some damage. Andrew Himmelman is currently in the pits for about 1:30, so he's fixing some damage. Unfortunately, he's 3 laps down right now. But that's definitely shaking the field up quite a bit. Jeff Price is up in the top 4 now. Shepler is going to be a lap down because he stayed in for some for damage repair. So the only person he's battling is going to be Bill Edwards in the 50 behind him.
Yeah, Bill looks like he was one of the losers on that green flag pit stop there.
Yeah, green flag stops are tough.
So we saw guys coming in about lap 31, started our pit cycle. I wonder if that's going to be the trend for the night, to where we could see our next green flag pit stops at around 61, 62.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting because that's if this stays green, we're potentially looking at 3, almost 4 pit stops because you're looking at 4 pit stops in. That's 120 laps. This 125 at Atlanta tonight. So pit strategy is going to be kind of awkward trying to figure out as they get into like the later green runs. If we don't see a caution, which almost 40 laps in, the guys are keeping it clean.
Yeah, and I'm going to tell you, a race with no cautions, it's very difficult to focus at a point because, you know, these wheels that these guys are using, they're all force feedback. So you're feeling every bump, move that your car is making, and you start getting sweating sometimes. I'm gonna tell you right now, you'll be battling for 15th, and you start sweating.
Yeah,
You see
especially in
Christopher
these
Darling
cars. Yeah,
going
he's.
around Mooney.
I think Mooney is a lap down as well too. Yeah, he's one lap down.
Right now, I'm not sure what happened with Zach Howe, but it looks like Zach Howe is the first car a lap down that's sitting in 16th place. Then you got Michael Mooney in 17th, Jordan Scheffler in 18th, Colin Ulrey in 19th, and Andrew Hillman in 20th, 4 laps down, unfortunately.
This lap car right now for Mooney is going to slow up Bill Edwards, going to make him take the high line. He was actually doing really well on Jeff Price and could have had him, but unfortunately got tied up with the 88, kind of slowed him down. But now that he's around him, let's see what he does here with Jeff Price. Again, Jeff sitting in 4th, the points leader coming in. Bill Edwards is also in the top 10 in points, so these positions are going to matter a lot to him, especially seeing as the points leader is in front of him. Going to see what he can do here. There's not a whole lot going on as far as battles, to be completely honest. Everyone is spread out quite a bit.
Yeah, and they're discussing what each other took on those pits. JT Poole asked Nathan Moyer if he took 2 tires on that pit stop, and Nathan Moyer laughed and goes, "You think I took 2 tires to get up here with you?" So he said no, he took 4. So Nathan had a really good time in the pits.
Yep, and JT Poole again is running away with it. We just saw Bill Edwards take over the 4th place position from Jeff Price. So now he is going to be working on Christopher Darling, and it looks like Bill Edwards is just starting to find his rhythm here, honestly.
Yeah, no, he's doing a really great job managing the whole race. You know, I didn't pick him for just a random reason. He's always consistent and solid everywhere we've gone so far. He's gotten the bad end of the stick at a couple of places. But I for sure believe that if he does not win here today, he will win before the end of this series.
What's also interesting, too, is that Gaivo, who is actually 10th in points, is not in tonight's race.
Oh, correct.
So he's going to lose... He's going to lose a lot of points for that move.
And also Nathan Moyer, he's running a part-time schedule, but he did win at Dover. So this series does not have a playoff format. It's 1987 rules, so points, positions, and spots on the track do matter.
Absolutely, and JT Poole is just absolutely running away with this thing. 2.2 seconds is the gap between him and Nathan Mower right now, but he's coming up on lap traffic. I don't know who was in front of him. Couldn't quite see. It might be Andrew Himmelman. Nope, looks like that's going to be the 43 of Mitchell Snare.
It almost looks like the same car in the front.
Yeah, almost, yeah. Got Ben Adams and Travis White back here. Ben's in 8th spot. Came out 10th on that last pit stop. Probably managed to lead a lap. I'm not sure if they count laps.
I'm not
like
sure.
Most laps led as points. I would not. I would assume in this league, I think they're just doing it reverse order, if I remember correctly, or just standard cup points, I guess you could say.
I believe so. I don't think they're going off of laps led or most laps led or anything like that.
Take a look at Bill, see if he's caught up at all. He's about 2 seconds off of Christopher Darling still. Dan Halsman's catching up to Justin White in the number 2. Looks like, oh, okay, that's the lap car of Mooney in the 88 there. I thought that was going to be Jeff Price for a second. We're going to have a little battle here with Halsman and Justin White. Going into turn 3.
Mooney's kind of playing a little role in that one. Does say avoid Domino's on the back of his car?
No, it says avoid. There's a game that Domino's came out with called Avoid the Noid.
Oh.
It was like a really, really old school game, like back on like original PlayStation or something like that. It was weird. I'll say that. It was a weird game.
I thought maybe Mooney did not like. Maybe he loves Papa John's. That's what I thought. Maybe.
Mitchell Snare is trying to hold on to his 15th spot, last car on the lead lap here, but JT Poole is catching him and gonna bring most likely our 5th car another lap down.
It'll be our 6th car lap down.
Oh, 6. I forgot. Andrew is 4 laps down. There are unlimited tires. Thank you, Miss Himmelman. I appreciate that. She's got more information than we do.
She's I bet she manages Adam's.
She's like Adam's secretary and Andrew's what is it like?
Agent.
Agent, yeah.
Or, oh, I heard somebody got on the wall off of turn 2. Let's see who that is real quick. Sitting on the inside apron, looks like Zach Howe. He does get it collected. He is running.
There he is
now.
And see, just like that, series of unfortunate events.
And Himmelman said, "Oh, somebody saved something. Who is that?" Looks like Trevor Shaw.
Oh yeah, 27.
Guys getting loose out here.
Which is weird because they just did pits and they're only 20 laps on these tires currently.
But
so
I'll tell you what is, I feel like sometimes I mean, at this point, you have done 51 laps of green flag racing. You kind of, mentally, it starts to drain you.
That's
on
true.
These long green flag runs. You've had to do a green flag pit stop. And if you at all get up into that gravel, well, not gravel, and that's what they call it, all the particles of tire that you see at the top of the track, that will really mess with your setup and how you're driving. It'll make you loose, it'll make you tight. Just depends on how much of that junk that you got on those tires. And it does look like somebody's going to the pits right now. Trying to see who that is really quick for us. Looks like Ben Mashburn.
Ben Mashburn, the number 24s.
Dove into pits.
I wonder, well, he also took tires earlier than everyone else.
He did. And this was about the time that he did last time as well.
That will be interesting to see how that plays out. It looks like we got a battle up here with Jeff Price and Bill Edwards.
And Shipley.
And no, Shipley Shipley's a lap down still, yeah.
Oh, he is?
Yeah, he's a lap down.
Oh, I didn't even notice. I thought he was for position.
Stan Hallsman, excuse me. Sorry, that's not a yawn of boredom. That's a yawn of I worked 8 hours in the heat and I am a little worn out. But Halsman is working on Justin White right now for that 6th place position. Halsman is another guy who's working with points. White is not in the top 10 currently. Doesn't mean the points don't matter to him, but it means more to Halsman.
And that is for 6th position. With Ben Adams right there, poking his nose into the picture, sitting back there in 8th position, right behind those two guys.
Keeping it clean. I like that. I really like that paint scheme, though.
Oh yeah, I do too.
I do believe if I want to say the sponsor he has on there, which is Lynchburg, if that's right as well. I think those are the guys that are helping sponsor in the NSRA's truck series that they're actually going to be doing.
Okay.
So you'll see some of these guys.
Series.
Yeah, you'll see some of these guys moving over there.
If you guys want to check that out, looks I believe they race on Friday nights, and their series starts on the August 19th, I believe.
Yep, it's going to be the Clash in Daytona.
And that'll be fun to watch. The truck series is always a fun one. Really enjoy the trucks.
Well, he's working on Justin White right now, of course, in that Sim Box, who's our current sponsor for the Wednesday Night Thunder series. And a huge shout out to them. Go and get a nice little box for your rig. Simbox, you can find them at Facebook.com/SimboxPC. Those things are nice. You want to make your rig even better, more realistic. I'm sure Andrew, Miss Himmelman, has been wanting a Simbox. There you go. Grab one of those, add some more realism to his rig, and yeah, Simbox. Find them at Facebook.com/SimboxPC.
You know what? I've always wanted to get one of those things because my wheel doesn't have a lot of buttons for pitting situations. So I figured if I got a Simbox, I'd be able to set up everything right there, and I wouldn't have to worry about it.
Now we just need a Cantrell's Market car out here. Give them some love. They're sponsors on tonight's race as well too. Up in Tennessee. Was it? Do you remember the actual location in Tennessee?
I never figured out what.
I know they're in the Tennessee
place
region.
They were in.
I need to go to Tennessee.
Yes.
I'm tired of this Florida heat.
I concur. I second that motion.
It's crazy down here. Don't come to Florida. It's
No.
it's so
There's
hot.
nothing special. Ain't nothing. You want a beach? You go to the Carolinas.
breathe in that mountain air. Stay up there.
Yes.
Kidnap me. I don't care. I need to get out of here.
Oh gosh, lap 60 of 125. As we're looking at Nathan Moyer, who's about 1.3 seconds back from JT Poole at the moment. Pit stops should be coming up very soon again.
Yeah, it's crazy. 61 laps completed just about, and we're still running the green flags. I am highly impressed.
Oh, I am too. We've had very little incidents, and if they were anything, the guys collected themselves and carried on.
I don't think anyone was expecting, just in general, because this track, I mean, we're not even, oh, here we go. Just as I was about to say something, Christopher Darling and Andrew Hemwin almost doored each other there. But I know Christopher Darling has got to be battling that car right now.
Look at Bill Edwards.
Yeah, he
up.
is. Oh, here we go.
Straight to the
Yeah,
inside.
Darlin's going straight to the pits. Bill Edwards going to take that spot away. I think everybody else is still out. Yeah, he's the only one on pits right now. We'll see who else follows Christopher Darling. Yeah, again, around the same amount of time here on these tires. But Bill Edwards is about 4 seconds off the lap, so...
Maybe Darling's thinking this will help him catch up. If he can get these guys to stay out a little longer.
Looks like Christopher Darling's still in. Nathan Moore's coming in, the 01. So we got 4th place in. Christopher Darling still in the pits. Jeff Price is going to move up to 3rd spot. Ben Adams is going to move up to 4th. I like this. I like that they're making green flag stops because you don't know what's going to happen on the other side. That's what I like about this. With a caution, at least you know it's all based off of hoping your crew is going to be a little bit faster than the other guys.
Yeah, it's almost like winning the lottery.
In green flags, you want to make sure there's not an absolute second. You don't want to have any mistakes going into the pits because time lost in the pits is time lost on the track. And in Atlanta, under green flag conditions, it's rough. But those were the only 2 that came in currently. Christopher Darling and 01 of Nathan Maurer, and they're both scored a lap down currently. We only got 9 cars on the lead lap, but that's going to change shortly once everyone starts making their runs here.
Yeah, it sounds like the 33's coming in, the 2, quite a few guys are starting to make their pit stops.
Yeah, we got Ben Adams looks like he might be coming in. possibly this time around. Yeah, we got JT Poole's in, so leader's in, Bill Edwards is in, Jeff Price, points leaders coming in. So everyone's starting to make their second round of pit stops. Halsman dropping down to the apron already. I don't know what happened there. I saw a puff of smoke and then he just
I think he got a little loose.
kind of came down. But Ben Adams is currently the leader right now. Gonna probably stay out for as long as he can. And that's kind of like the running thing here. A lot of guys talk about is how important tires are. Most in the Cup Series, a lot of guys will undercut you, and basically all that means is you want to come in as late as possible compared to everybody else, because you'll have the fresher tires, you'll be able to last longer, but you never know what's going to happen.
Look at all that tread on the top of that track.
I know.
That is unbelievable.
No one's been up there, but Ben Adams is coming in, so that's going to put Nathan Maurer in the 01 car in first. And now JT Poole's got to battle traffic to get back up to that top spot. Christopher Darlin, so right there ahead of him. There's a lap car in between. Ooh, Poole had a awkward exit. Oh, I see it.
Jeff Price. Points leader on the backstretch. Looks like green flag's gonna stay out.
Yeah,
he
kept it in the apron, wasn't in anyone's way. Surprising the flag stays out. iRacing holding it down here.
And a hard lick for him. He just got out of the pits too. This is not gonna be a good points day for him.
I do want to kind of rewind this here and look to see what happened as we bring up a little replay, since we haven't had too much going on. You see the 14.
He got loose and then tight, and he got up into that wall and debris, and just straight to that inside.
Smacked the wall, but he did a great job. He didn't see how he didn't sit and wait. He just got her rolling and didn't think about it. So hats off to Price there for not trying to sit and bring a caution out. That's going to put him back. I mean, only put him back to 9th so far, so that's not terrible.
Yeah, no, that's not bad. He's 24 seconds off of the leader. Looks like where's the leader right now? Let me see. Leader's just crossing the line, and he is just coming out of turn 2. So he's got some space between him and the leader. And JT Poole gets around Christopher Darling easy. Yeah,
he made it look simple. Darlin probably gave it to him, I'm sure, at the same time too. I mean, these guys know how to race these cars. They know what they need to do, and they're clearly showing that here today. I'm actually curious. You know, I never thought about it because I've never had a race go on for this long without anything coming out. But what would happen if someone got up into that rubber, for those that may not know?
So if you get up into that rubber, it's just like putting trash on your tires. You can get really loose, you can get really tight. It just takes away the handling of your car.
And when we're talking about the rubber, you're looking at like what's on the camera now, the high end of the banking, those little black dots. That's basically all the rubber coming off the tire. Yeah.
Literally. It's like little balls of tire just rolled up and put at the top.
And you can really see it at this track.
And this is, I have never actually seen it like this before. And I think it's because of this long green flag run that this tire wear is just building up and just placing itself. And you can even see it down there on the apron.
Yeah, it's everywhere besides the low end and the mid turn. So yeah, you get up into that junk once if these cars start to get tightened up. The last place you want to be is up on that high end. You collect some of that so-called rubber, which sounds like a good thing, but trust me, it's not. Yeah, it's not gonna end well.
But let me see how far. So right now, Nathan is in the lead by 3.6 seconds over JT Poole.
Yeah, it is.
I heard something. Oh, sound like somebody went down a cylinder. Sorry.
Ben Adams battling. Actually, he's not battling because Travis White, who's ahead of him in the 23, is a lap down. We only have 10 cars on the lead lap right now.
10.
And what's even crazier is that the gap between first to fourth is only 7 seconds, but the gap from first to fifth is 20.
Yeah, that's unbelievable.
That is a huge gap.
Yeah, because right now, Matt Cooey is just in front of Ben Mashburn coming out of turn 2. He's 31 seconds off the lead. I'm trying to figure out where Nathan Moyer is compared to. Oh, he's right behind him.
Yeah, he's right there.
Just kidding. For some reason on my screen that didn't look like him, so I had to go look at him like, oh, there he is.
Yeah, Matt is 31 seconds behind. They're running about 32-second laps, so he's pretty close to losing that position. But now it's JT Pool's turn to basically be the cat and mouse here with Nathan. Nathan was battling with him, trying to get up to that spot. Nathan now has that spot, and JT Pool's 3.5 seconds off that lead.
And we're probably about 15 to 20 laps away from our next pit stop.
Which is crazy.
Which could possibly put us into a position where it is our last pit stop. The fuel is not going to be a problem. The problem is going to be the handling of the cars. But I believe that the leaders at that point will just stay out. Like, they're not going to come in for fresh tires if they've got that big of a lead.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what's going to be really interesting is pit strategy. How much is it going to change? Are they going to come in earlier than they did before? Or are they going to exactly? Are they going to stay out later? If I was in this position and I'm in a long green flag run, I would probably, especially because there's such big gaps between each car currently, especially from 5th on to 10th, I would honestly just sit out there and try to push it as long as I could, save as much as I can, and go in at the absolute latest time possible.
You might get lucky and get a caution.
Exactly. Which is going to allow everyone else to come in. You're going to take those spots away easily. And now you're ahead of everyone. You got that open air. Nothing to worry about. You just cruising.
Yeah, and at this point, it looks like Matt Cooey is keeping his distance between him and Nathan. Probably because, getting tire wear on these tires. And Nathan probably isn't running as hard right now.
No.
JT Pool he has shrunk that lead down to a 3.1 second lead. So he is slowly reeling in Nathan, but we will see how long that's going to take before he can actually catch it. It looks like he's a little bit slower though.
Yeah, I'm looking at lap times right now. Nathan Maurer, as he crosses the line, let's see what he runs here. He ran a little bit faster in the previous lap, 33.6. JT Pool's running 33.6s. Darlin's 33.6s. Bill Edwards is actually running pretty fast right now to 33.5, but he's battling a lot of lap traffic. Nothing but lap traffic around him right now.
He's dealing with a lot of people.
Ben is actually running the fastest. Currently in the top 5, 33.4. And it looks like everyone else, 33.9s, 33.6. So everyone's pretty much running about the same lap times. Top 3 are running almost identical lap times right now, which is why we're not seeing much of a gap change, I think.
Yeah, it looks like just now JT Pool gained 0.2 on him that lap. He shrunk that lead down to a 2.8.
Just look how much space. That's Nathan Maurer in first place right now. JT Pool, and here's a good look at the rubber as well too. Christopher Darling is in third. There's Bill Edwards right there in the American flag gold car. I mean, those are some huge gaps.
Those guys too. So he can finally work his way up to Christopher Darling and that top 3. And I just received word that this is the typical start of the pits. Jeff White is on his way into pits right now, and he's typically one of the first ones to go in besides Ben Mashburn. So it looks like Matt Cooey, just to give you a little update of the last car on the lead lap, he's actually gaining time. He's putting more distance between him and the leader at the moment. So he's down to a 30 seconds behind the leader. So he's just trying to stay on that lead lap, stay ahead of that leader, and not let him get by. And it looks like JT Poole has now diminished that lead down to a 2.6 as we approach lap 83 of 125.
Yep, and we got Jeff Wyatt in the 86 who just came in. I think you actually just mentioned that before. Ben Mashburn, been on pit road for about the last 6 minutes. Not sure why, because I don't think he really had much damage anyways. And he was taking tires pretty early. We'll see what the leaders decide here. JT Poole's actually gaining on Nathan. Is Nathan going to be going
down
in?
to 2 seconds.
Doesn't look like it. I thought he might have been slowing down.
Too early for him to go in at this, because right now they would have pitted about 20 laps ago. So he's got to get at least 10 more laps off of those tires, because then he makes that 10 more laps for those final 35 laps of the race. He'll have good, fresh Goodyears. There are Goodyears on these cars, right? They're not Hoosiers.
Back in the day, no, I don't think it's Hoosiers.
Oh, okay.
I think Goodyear was still around, but the octane was different. What would the octane be back in '87? Would it be that round, that 76, that 76?
Yeah. What was that one Jeremy Mayfield commercial where he pulls up and picks up his wife, and she gets in the car? Is that octane? Octane 95 or something like that?
Yeah.
It was the funniest commercial. Oh my gosh. He used it as cologne.
Oh,
great.
dude, I was watching a Darryl Waldrop commercial back in '87. Oh my god, those things are so funny. It reminded me of Ricky Bobby giving a commercial. He's just like he's like holding up an oil can. He's like, "Yeah, I put this in everything." Like he just didn't look. He was not. It was just funny. I don't know. You'd have to watch it.
Have to look that up. I really am, because to me, Darryl Waltrip was one of the funniest commentators and one of the funniest guys. When he won the Daytona 500, he was just a clown.
It's just weird because of how much energy he has now, and he's much older. Yeah. And then you look at the younger him, and he's just like, "Yeah, I'm Darryl Waldrop."
Yeah.
Like he was just so calm. I think
Michael brought it out of him.
yeah.
Because Michael is very animated.
So looks like guys are probably doing what I was saying. What, they came in lap 62?
Yep.
Oh, okay, they're nowhere close. Never mind.
Yeah, well, we're about 5 laps away. If you think we just crossed the line for lap 88. So, and JT Poole has cut that lead down to a 1.3.
But Bill Edwards is gaining on Christopher Darling right now.
That's my boy.
Yeah, our picks are battling 3 and 4 right now. He's got it down to under a second. We're right on board with him. Kind of curious to see what line he takes. We haven't really looked at too many guys racing. And we were hoping, well, not hoping, but we were going to get some in-race interviews going when we had a caution, but we're 90 laps in with not even a single caution.
And we don't want to interrupt these guys' concentration.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Yeah, he's really reeling in Christopher Darling here in 3 and 4. Getting a great run in the corner and off the corner.
The big thing is, though, is like he's using a lot of tire getting into the turns.
Yeah.
Like, watch how deep he...
Like it might be because this is the end of the run. He might have saved enough to be able to do that right now.
I'd say 1 and 2 didn't look that bad. 3...
Because it doesn't look like his car's not hesitating.
Yeah, I think he's just rolling the high. Thought he's getting that high arc into entry. You hear him getting off of the throttle, wait until he gets to the apex, and then gets it back on the gas there. Oh,
Sounds like
looks like
Trevor
JT
Shaw's going to
Poole.
the pits.
JT Poole's 0.4 off of Maurer here, so we're going to see a little battle between these two guys. He's actually closing
Either
the gap pretty
before they get
quick.
to the pits or when they get to the pits. This is going to be a really good battle right here.
Yeah, this is going to be
just
interesting.
behind them, Christopher Darling and Bill Edwards is only about 2.2 seconds off from the leader. So if these guys battle at all, it's going to help bring them up and join the fun.
Yeah, and looks like they're not going in just yet, so...
Now, I'd say about 94 would take them to where they typically would pit. So we're about 2 laps away from that, and JT Poole is right there on Nathan. And Bill Edwards is right there on top of Christopher Darling as well.
Yeah, they're starting to get together now. Those long runs. I can't even imagine. Oh, there's Ulrich. Okay, Ulrich's going in. Unfortunately, he is 3 laps down, but he's going into the pits currently. Looks like Zach Howell is also in the pits right now. Yeah, I can't even imagine the fatigue on these arms for these guys.
At least they don't have to worry about heat exhaustion.
Yeah, thank God. But the thing is, I mean, you can't see it as we see Bill Edwards battling here, but you can't tell by watching the broadcast, but just by experience and racing these cars here, I mean, you're wheeling these things.
Yes.
100%.
Every track you go to, every track that we go to, there's just specific spots in the track that you're going to be wheeling that thing around. You know, when they were in Darlington, that is not an easy place. And
Ooh,
Bill Edwards
Bill's
hits a
getting
great
a
run to the
run.
outside, but I think Christopher's getting ready to go to the pits possibly. Maybe not.
We'll see. He might. I don't know. He might. We'll see what happens. He's going to try and keep Bill up on that high side there. And yep, he is coming in. There it is. He's going to be coming in this time around. And it's smart. I think he's playing the smart game. I'm not saying it because he's my pick. I'm just saying it because of the fact that he seems to be coming in. He's doing the undercut.
Yep.
Or sorry, well, he's actually overcutting right now, but...
I mean, right now, that's what he needs to do. Oh,
Moyer. Moyer's trying to get some traction down low, maybe.
Yeah, not sure what happened there.
He might be coming in. We'll see. Let's see if JT Poole comes in now that he took the lead from Nathan. Nope, he's not. Maurer's going to be coming in. Bill Edwards is staying out as well too. Ben Adams is still out. So Bill is about 1.4 off of the lead right now.
50's coming in this time.
Yeah, Ben is coming in. We got Jeff Price, points leader, coming in. Probably going to get some of that damage. I don't know. It may not be affecting him. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's affecting him. So he's gonna get in and get out.
Right now.
Might have taken 2 because he's only in there for about 12 seconds.
Yeah, I saw him. I believe he took 2, and he probably did that to gain position. And what do you think this strategy? Well, I know what the strategy is for JT Poole. He's going to take these tires as far as they can go because he's going to have fresher tires overall. And he just came on the radio. He is going in this time.
So JT Poole 12 seconds ahead of Bill because Bill's in the pits right now. JT's coming in. Almost has everyone a lap down. It's literally just him and Bill on the lead lap. So you see JT Poole coming in, making it look easy into the pits. Bill Edwards right there in second, taking 4.
I thought he might go with 2. I mean,
well, it looks like Ben Adams actually took 2 as well. He was only in for about 12 seconds. Jeff Price was in for 12 seconds. Michael Mooney was in for 11 seconds. Andrew Himmelman looked like he took 2 as well. He was in for 12 seconds as well. So a lot of these guys playing the 2-tire game to see how that goes. And Andrew Himmelman's...
Bill Edwards is now back out on track. Let's see where this places him in the grand scheme of things. Where is Nathan? He's on the front stretch.
And
Savoyer.
these guys are desperately, the guys that are lapped down are desperately looking for a caution right now.
Bill Edwards lost a lot of time on Nathan Moyer between those pits.
I see he's in 4th currently. JT Poole in 3rd. Christopher Darling 2nd. As you see, Andrew Himmelman on the high side there. Still sporting that Auburn car, I see. Nathan Mower in the 01 coming up on another lap car.
Pronounce his name different.
Yeah. Maurer? I mean, it's probably Maurer, really.
Probably.
I'm just
Moyer sounds good
illiterate
to me. I don't know why.
and don't know how to speak.
Yeah, me too. Don't worry.
Imagine this. We're at 100 laps, 25 laps to go, and not a single caution. I can't get over that. I know I've been saying it so much, but I've never in my life either broadcasted a race or even raced in a race where there was not a single caution.
Me neither.
That is... Look, JT Poole running fast laps, 32.1s.
Wow. So this time, right now, pits have really panned out.
Oh, here we go, JT Poole.
JT Poole.
Oh no, Christopher Darling.
Wow.
Oh, my pick. My pick. How are we still under green?
Because it was off the track. So the moment these guys get off the track and get out of the way, we stay green. But Christopher Darling is going very slow. He took a lot of damage.
Wow. All right, let's go back and take a look. Hopefully a caution doesn't come out while we're looking at this wreck here, but let's see what happened.
Radio was very quiet too.
Everyone's focused. So we see JT Poole on the high side of Darling here.
Looks like he kind of
Yeah,
net code, I think.
They kind of just smacked each other. It looked like, I don't know, it looked like he might have got a little tight. Or actually loose, sorry. Because remember that rubber buildup.
Well, and not even that. It's when those two cars are sitting side by side like that, and you get close to that wall, a lot of suction happens with air.
I'm pretty sure Christopher Darling is losing quite a bit of speed. No, 160. The cameras are making it look like he's slower than he, no. Yeah, because you're going about
160. Yeah, slow.
You're going about 175 across the line, so he's definitely underpowered right now. That is not good.
Right now, he is sitting in 5th place, 2 seconds ahead of Jeff Price, your points leader.
We got Nathan,
which is right behind him.
We got Nathan coming up on lap traffic as well too, which could give a chance for JT Poole to catch him. But he's got some front end damage. Not sure how much that's going to affect this car because this body style is completely different than standard cars you'll see on TV. But you'd be surprised. You never know. If it doesn't affect the horsepower, it could possibly affect the handling of the car, and it could affect the handling at anywhere in the churn, entry, midway through. You just don't know.
And it could affect, right now he could be okay, but if he gets close to somebody, it could just completely change how the car handles.
Exactly. So he's kind of in open air right now, so the car could be fine, but we'll have to see what happens if he does end up catching Nathan. He's only about 2 seconds off, so we'll have to see. But the lap cars look like they are giving Nathan some room, so that's nice. Glad to see that you don't have lap cars out here trying to race.
Yeah,
for a position they can't use.
9 on the lead lap, and he's catching the number 2, which will be the next car a lap down.
And you got Ben Adams now up in 4th. Strategy's paying well for him.
Just completed that pass on Christopher Darling for 5th place. And next after that, Stan Hosman will be catching Christopher Darling here and seeing what he can do. He's about 4 seconds off. As we are
just
lap
rough.
106 of 125.
So pit stops. Now what? What do? You run it all the way out to 125, or?
Oh yeah, you don't come back in
unless there's a caution.
Oh, somebody just blew it. Who just blew? Christopher Darling just blew up.
No. No, he's still hitting. Oh, it's Jeff Price. Sorry. Yep.
Wait.
Yep. Christopher Darling's going 96 miles an hour. It says. Oh, sorry.
Oh.
My bad. I forgot we looked at a caution or a wreck. I was like, wait a second. He's still kind of hauling.
I was watching him.
More trouble
on my
for the
screen.
2-time. 3-time just isn't going to be it. And you can see right now, overcast on the track. That's going to cool the track down.
Yeah, what a change. Like, maybe it's all the smoke from Christopher Darling's car. That could be what that is.
Let's take a look. I'm actually kind of curious. We'll look back up here with Nathan Maurer. Let's see if the weather has changed. Still about 77 air temp. So it's actually gone up 2 degrees because I think default's 75 if I remember correctly.
I believe so.
It might have gone up a couple, but now we got a complete shade over the track. So that's going to cool things down here. And it's almost like it's almost dark. Like it's like getting nighttime in Atlanta, but it's not.
Yeah, it says game time. It's actually 1804 minutes after.
Let's take a look at the oh, that's right. We don't have any cautions. We have 7
Don't
lead changes
speak
though.
Too soon. we have 16 laps to go. And unfortunately, Christopher Darling is on that quick drop in points due to all these lap cars are now catching him. And the only person I don't think is going to get around him is Ben Mashburn. I believe he retired from the race, 39 laps down. Zach Howell is 11 laps down. Looks like Christopher Darling could drop all the way to 19th by the end of this race.
Yikes. Yeah, he's in the pits. He's got engine damage, so his race
that's
is
gonna
over
be
with.
At least like 30 some odd minutes.
Yeah, his race is over with, unfortunately. That sucks. JT
What a
Poole's
great car.
still pushing. Bill Edwards, 4.5 seconds back, man. I'm speechless right now. I never thought. I just don't want to say anything anymore. I've been talking about it too much. It just literally, it really blows my mind. Like, I'm sorry, but I'm happy for these guys.
Yeah, because you know, we know how loose the setup is at this track, and know how difficult it is to drive these cars at this track, and they have all handled it so well, and given us great racing the whole way through. Lap down cars, green flag pit stops were exciting. You know, this is what the 87 was all about, though. You know, the
Yeah,
guy
big
that
gaps.
the guy that's dominating literally dominates the entire race. You know.
You can see the 3 car on the apron there. Zach Howell, 12 laps down. Looks like he's coming to pit road. It's going to be interesting to see as the sun's coming back out now. It's going to be interesting to see how these guys can handle the extended tire wear now.
Well, it won't be too bad.
Because it's only like, what, 10 extra laps?
No, it's 10 less. Or 5.
Well, they came in at, what, 90?
No, they came in at like 96, 97.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So only like 5. It's not too bad. So really
so
now it
they
just comes
should
down
be
to lap cars. Open the lap
Yeah,
cars, don't slow
they're
down
not
his
gonna get in
pace.
the way. Right now, 7th. Well, right now we have 8 cars on the lead lap, but he is about to pass Justin White, who is in 8th position. He'll be a lap down.
JT's still kind of hitting around the 2-second mark. Bill Edwards still hasn't really gained any time either, which is interesting seeing as his car is clean compared to JT Poole's.
See, I would have, if I was in Bill's shoes during that green flag pit stop, I think I would have gone with 2. I would have taken a gamble.
And with fresh tires around these corners, you're hitting like up to 180 going into turn 3. Let's see how big of a speed decrease we see here. Still about 177, but he's going to come off the throttle so hard. Typically, you can pick yourself back up around 160, but you're looking at like a 10 mile per hour difference on worn tires.
Yeah, and I'm JT Poole. They both gained. Bill Edwards gained a lot that lap, about 4/10. Meanwhile, JT Poole gained about 2/10 on the leader. So Bill Edwards, I think, at this point is pushing the envelope to see what he can do. And we're on lap 116 of 125.
Yeah,
We've been
and
racing for an hour and 10 minutes.
straight.
An
hour and 10 minutes straight. I know most of you probably haven't raced in iRacing, but I'm going to tell you right now, that's complete bonkers.
Trevor Shaw just came on the radio. He said that he doesn't know that he's going to make it on fuel.
Interesting.
So I'm not sure.
Everyone's taken 3 pit stops, so that's
Unless
weird.
he took like 2 tires and less fuel on a stop or something. Not
Maybe.
sure.
The last car on the lead lap, which looks like he might be getting past here soon. There's the leader right there, and here's Doug Neal in the 33 in that black and red car. He is the last car on the lead lap, currently sitting 7th in that Simbox EC
Another
car.
solid run for him. Doug Neal always has solid finishes every race that we have.
He's working on the lap car, the Trevor Shaw in the 27 right now, so not really gaining positions. He's just trying to get more distance between him and Nathan, but Nathan is creeping up. JT Poole, I'm noticing on the gap here, he's actually
Both of
gaining.
them.
Yeah, they're
Him
gaining.
and Bill Edwards.
So it's survival for Nathan right now. 6 laps and just hoping that nothing goes wrong.
So it sounds like Trevor is half a lap short.
That's going to be interesting. If I was him, I would probably just come in.
Yeah, because he is, let's see.
He's a lap down. He's 12th
11th
place
position.
right now. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, there's 2.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. I was looking at Travis.
Yeah, so
My eyes were playing tricks on me.
1.5 seconds from JT Poole to the leader, 3.3 from Bill Edwards. Right now, the top 3 is going to be the biggest runs. Ben Adams. It's crazy. So here's Bill. He's coming across the line right now. There's Ben Adams in the 4th spot, just now making his way through turn 3, coming off of 4. A 14-second gap on the leader and about 11 seconds between him and 3rd.
Yeah, and JT Poole and Bill Edwards, once again, still shaving time off of that lead that Moyer has. Oh, there's a wreck.
No, where?
Oh, he saved it. I heard turn 3 wreck.
Was it 86? No.
Not sure. Himmelman was the one that said it. So who's he around? Oh, well, it must have been one of those 3.
Yeah, Colin. No, yeah, it's got to be either Michael. No, it's got to be either Jeff White. Probably Jeff White.
He's getting in that dirty ground up there.
Well, there's a 2-second lead now. Nathan has extended his gap,
Oh, he did.
but Bill Edwards is now catching JT Poole.
Yeah.
And we got 4 laps to go.
Wow, 3 laps to go. This time by.
We're right on board with Bill because JT Poole is messing around with some lap traffic up there, which is going to be perfect for Bill. I think JT is trying to use. I think he's trying to use him as like a draft, but all that's going to do is
slow him down.
I'm not sure. Yeah, it's going to slow him down, but Bill is going to come in. Oh, 43 is going to come down on him. Probably not the smartest move.
But Bill Edwards is going to really reel in JT Poole here. Looks like 27 is going to try to get out of the way. He is going to run out of gas. So yeah, I'd get around him as soon as possible.
This is going to be the
lap.
battle. This is going to be the battle. Nathan Maurer is 2.5 seconds ahead. Unless he wrecks or spins or something chaotic happens, he's got this. Right now, we're focused on JT Poole and Bill Edwards. We got a lap to go. White flag is coming out this time by.
Bill Edwards is going to the outside. As we come across the line, is he going to stay to the outside? Is he going to go
Oh,
across?
they're gonna.
They're
Oh God, they're splitting, and now JT Poole.
Oh.
But that's gonna put Bill Edwards up high in the rubber, and now he's up high. JT Poole,
He's going to go to the inside.
but he's gonna clear him coming
Bill
off of
Edwards
2.
Up to second.
Wow, that was
Woo!
a lot. I needed that excitement. That was great. JT Poole.
Wow.
That was rough. But Nathan is gonna be the winner, coming to the checkered right now. Nathan Maurer is gonna win it. Bill Edwards, JT Poole, Ben Adams, coming off of 4 right now.
4th. That's going to be a great points day for him between him and Andrew Himmelman.
Yeah, he's gonna
Finally
gain
put
quite a
some
bit of
space
points.
between him.
We got Stan Halsman
Great run for Stan. 5th place.
coming off of 4 now, coming into 5th. He definitely needed that. He was in the top 10 in points. Our points leader, Jeff Price, 6. Doug Neal in the 33, last car in the lead lap. Gonna be finished in 7th. And what a race with Bill and JT Poole there.
Yeah, fantastic. I can't wait to talk to both of them, because what if, I mean, JT Poole he's going to be talking about what happened with him and Christopher Darling, and Bill Edwards going to be talking about how he saved his stuff to get up there and battle for second place. What
It's
a great
125 green lap runs.
at Atlanta.
That's insane. Let's go ahead. Stick around, guys. Of course, we have we're gonna have our interviews here with JT Poole, Bill Edwards, and Nathan. So if you want to go ahead and get those guys in here, we will get started with JT Poole. Let's kind of break down what happened here.
Let's see. I'm listening to radio chatter.
Oh, are they talking?
Yeah, they're talking about what happened on the first pit stop. Between Nathan and Bill. Nathan was asking him, where'd you go? Because we were there together. So apparently he messed up pit road entrance a little bit. But let's see. I'm going to go ahead and get these guys ready. Let's see. JT Poole. Moyer.
Oh, wrong button.
All right.
I'm trying to figure out everything here.
Oh yeah, JT Poole was third. For some reason I thought Bill Edwards was, but I forgot he made that fantastic pass and made it happen. All right, we're gonna go ahead and bring up JT Poole.
All right.
And with us now, our third place finisher, JT Poole. Wow. What?
Yeah, wow is all I have to say right now.
What an incredible finish. I mean, there was so much that happened with you in the whole race, between leading for a long time and then your little incident with Christopher Darling. Tell us what happened there.
Looking at the replay, I was just on fresher tires and I had a good run. Trying to watch this. I go to his outside on entrance of 2. I'm kind of pinching him down there, and then as we come up the track on the exit, we're just kind of side by side, and I don't think he was expecting me to be there originally, so he just got a little tight under me. We made some contact.
Yeah,
it's
it
just
looked
racing
like,
incident.
yeah, as I say, it looked like you actually got a little loose out of the exit of 2, because I could see your front wheel kind of churn more to the right as you're coming out of the churn, and then you kind of just, I mean, it was a racing incident, hands down.
Yeah.
But
I was trying to do it because if I kept going, I was into the wall, and that was another chance where I could have bounced off and collected Chris. So in that situation, honestly, I think there's nothing that could have been different. It was
absolutely
bound for us to
wreck.
wreck.
125 green laps. I can't believe it,
insane.
honestly.
I mean, that was so fun.
I don't know how.
I mean, like, I want to shout out everybody in the league because that was some of the best racing I've ever been a part of.
That's some of the best racing I've seen in general. I've raced against guys that are much higher in like SR ratings and all that stuff too, or sorry, IR ratings and all that stuff too. And those guys can barely handle these things. To see everyone here run 125 laps, it's just absolutely
At
mind
Atlanta,
blowing.
too. I mean,
That's what I'm saying.
we went
Absolutely.
through 3-4 pit cycles with no incidents, or we had a couple incidents, but there wasn't any yellow worthy.
Yeah,
Which is
nothing
insane.
major. I think the biggest one was between you and Christopher, but racing happens. That's just at the end of the day. But I mean, I don't really know what else to say. Really, I mean, there's not much of a strategy, I guess, because y'all went full green flag laps. But yeah, you're heading
It
to.
was a really good race. There's really not much else I could have done different. Maybe I could have pit a little bit early, just so I could have been ahead of Chris, and that might have not even happened. Yeah, I think I had a little bit of damage, so
Yeah,
it felt
some
a little
left
bit
front.
cleaner. I might have had enough time to catch Nathan.
Speaking of that damage, did that slow the car down at all? Did you feel any difference after that, or was it?
I think there was a pretty big dent in that left rear quarter panel. I'm not sure though. I was trying to look in my mirror, and see any damage. I couldn't see most of it, but it did start feeling a little bit tight, tight on entry, then super loose on exit. So I don't know if there's something wrong with that left rear quarter panel. I just kind of messed up the air, but I mean, so congrats to Nathan. That was a good race. He had a good strategy. It's a little frustrating because you start on the pole and you lead over half the race, but third place still good for points. That should help me out a lot. But
Oh yeah,
I mean, you could have
absolutely.
left the racetrack in victory lane. It's a little bit frustrating, but still.
Well, North Wilkesboro's coming up, 200 laps there. That's going to be an interesting track as well. Another loose track in
Very
these cars. So can't wait to see what you do. I know you had a couple of shout outs already, but is there anybody else you'd like to shout out?
Yes, Blue Ridge for being on the car. I don't know if y'all noticed the new paint scheme.
Oh,
I
yeah,
had to
we
make
did.
it about 10 minutes before the race.
Not bad.
Not bad at all. That's about it right now. And then I want to thank AT&T in the future for putting Wi-Fi at my new house.
That's good. That's real good.
I haven't done it yet, but this is a future shout out.
Well, congrats
We'll
on.
find out next week at Wilkesboro.
Yeah, congrats on a third place finish, man, and great job handling it there. And we'll see you next week.
Yes, sir. Y'all have a good one.
Take care.
You too, JT. All right, now we're gonna bring in Bill Edwards. My pick to win the race. Oh, Bill, I thought you were gonna get it. You had a great car all night, and what an insane finish to come into second place.
Yeah, that was wild. Getting around Justin. It was a little scary. I'm okay. I'm wearing my brown pants today.
Yeah, that was an intense battle. He got down into the apron. Colin was kind of there. Y'all split him like it was nothing. Next thing you know, JT is down in the apron. You're up in the rubber, which there's a ton of it. I don't know how well you can see it on your end, but the track is just completely littered with rubber everywhere on that high end. You get up there. I'm just speechless. That last lap was intense between you and JT.
Yeah, that was a wild one, that's for sure. JT did a pretty good job too. He held it. I think just me having that outside line, and then he drove a little bit coming into the corner.
Now, with your car, were you doing better on the long runs, or were you more like a short run type guy? Because it looked like the car was handling pretty well for you. You're gaining traction there before pit stops were underway, and it seemed like you did a good job either saving and then pushing later on. But can you walk us a little bit through that?
Oh yeah, no, I definitely like the long runs. I mean, this was probably one of the most fun races for me so far with no yellows, and I just like, getting into a rhythm, saving my tires, and trying to let the cars come to me instead of the other way around,
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I don't think anyone was expecting to go 125 laps in Atlanta in the 87 cars. especially seeing how practice was going, I was expecting it to just be a complete bloodbath just because these cars are hard to handle at this track. No one really understands that besides the guys that have taken it here. So what was the strategy coming in initially?
Yeah, no, that's about it. I mean, everybody in the, all the race car drivers here did a really nice job tonight on a difficult track. So, but yeah, no, the strategy. I was a little bit worried about fuel, so I might have ran. I might have been able to short put maybe a lap or two earlier, so I was concerned about that. But no, just trying to drive the track and let it come to me and be smooth, save my tires.
Yeah, we were a little nervous for you there because we know Trevor Shaw in the 27 came over the radio and saying that he was about half a lap less fuel, and I knew you were behind him. So we were like sitting there, we're like, oh God, if Trevor runs out of fuel right now, like what is that going to do? Because that was right before the battle with you and JT. So luckily you got around him quick enough and didn't have to worry about it.
Yeah, no, we definitely could. I don't think there would have been room for another car in that battle.
Well, we're going to North Wilkesboro. Hopefully, it's a track that you're going to be running at. It's a lot of fun in these cars. It's going to be really loose, so it's going to be 200 laps. That's going to be crazy.
Yep, I've never turned a lap there, so it's going to be interesting.
Woo!
Oh, you're in for a treat. I'll tell you that right now. But no, if you have anyone that you want to shout out, I know you had a couple of people in stream watching, saw them chatting a little bit.
Yep. I got to say hi to my mom. I got to say hi to my girlfriend, and my kids are watching in the other room. So
nice.
Hi, everybody. I got to give a shout out to NSRA. You guys up in the booth. Simrigs, S2R, my team, my race team here. Matt, he had a decent run tonight, I believe, and that should about do it.
Nice. Well, good job on second place finish, man. It was a hell of a ride. We can't wait to see you take in North Wilkesboro, honestly, next week.
It's going to be a good one.
Thanks, Bill.
Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
All right.
The man of the hour.
Now we're going to talk to Nathan. Just the one time I don't pick you, you win again.
I was hoping you guys weren't going to pick me tonight. Cause
You don't want to know who my pick was.
I never drove these things here before, man.
So explain that. Well, how did it feel?
Kind of what I told you last week. All about saving tires in these things, and I was definitely slower than them guys, especially in practice. They were running like 32 flats. I couldn't get below. Well, I ran a really hot lap. I ran a 32.4, but I wasn't too worried about practice times. I just knew it would come down to long runs and managing your tires. And plus, I kind of went off pit strategy from them. I pitted 2 laps earlier. I kept on pitting a little bit earlier than them guys because I knew I was better than them on the long run with the tires. I hoped that would plan out by the end of their fuel run too.
And you were killing it in the pits. Like you constantly were making up time, and I just don't know how you were doing it, but I was watching you. You just kept every pit stop, you would gain a position, if not more.
Yeah, me and Doug Neal, we actually did have a 1 hour. Me and my teammate, Snuff Racing buddy, Doug Neal. We did come in here and do a practice right before the race tonight, and it was more just joking around with each other. We were wrecking each other, but we pretty much just practice entering the pits.
And you're a part-time driver too, which is even crazier about it because you've had some solid runs the times that you've been racing too. Was this your second win now?
Yeah, I think second out of my 4 races. Yeah, there was a little bit of a falling out there, but everything's good to go. I was on vacation 1 week, so I did miss two races, which kind of upsets because I feel like I could be right up there in the points with these boys.
I agree.
Yeah, it was interesting to see. I mean, 125 laps of green flag racing. I don't know if your arms are tired or not. I feel like my arms would be tired just trying to manhandle these things around this track. But we're going to North Wilkesboro next week, so if you haven't raced there, I'm hoping you're going to be racing there. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to or what's going on, but North Wilkesboro is going to be a ton of fun. If you thought this track was fun, just wait.
I'm ready. I love short tracks.
Is there anybody you want to shout out while you're here?
All my teammates, Travis White, Doug Neal, and Justin B. White, and Simbox button boxes, and my old man and my buddy Tyler for always watching.
Nice. Well, congrats, man. Huge win. Can't wait to see you next week. See if you can do doubles. And yeah, thank you for a hell of a race.
Thank you. I'll try pulling a Chris Darling next week.
There you go.
Have a good night, guys.
You too.
There you have it, Josh.
I love the spirit of everybody.
Me too.
It's crazy. Just no matter what's going on, regardless if you're in the lead or if you've been taken out or something happens, these guys do such a great job of just like their sportsmanship.
Yeah, and it's fantastic to see all across the board. Great racing. I would imagine Christopher Darling is not too happy because he had such a good car. And who knows what would have happened when it come down to maybe a three-way battle for that second position. That would have been wild.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, with JT Poole and Darling, that's racing. That's just how it goes.
Oh, yeah.
Coming off of 2, I mean, you're side by side. Could Darling give him a little bit more room? Perhaps. At the same time, too, it's a battle for position and a very high position at that. I mean,
and the fact that there was no cautions, and it's win or lose at that point.
Oh yeah, at the end of the day, when you go 125 laps straight, you're literally flipping a coin. That's it. Yeah. I was expecting there to be at least something, but even the guys that, like we said, we saw Jeff Price, the points leader, coming in, hit the inside wall, does a fantastic job of getting it back out on the track. Caution avoided. We have JT Poole, Chris Darling, they get into one another. Great job handling that situation and even allowing JT Poole to still be able to manage a third place finish.
The way he saved that, amazing.
Yeah, and then on top of that, I think the only other incident we had was Mooney, if that's correct, in the 88.
There was one other that he got airborne on the front stretch.
Oh, yeah. That was Trevor Shaw in the 27.
Yes, Trevor Shaw. And
Dukes of Hazzard style.
Hit him, yeah, literally. Reminded me of Edwards at the All-Star race when he went through the grass and shot up in the air.
Yeah, I mean, a huge just shout out to the guys. 120, like I said, I cannot stress that enough. 125 laps is insane. And for this league to do that, I'm very excited going into North Wilkesboro. It's going to be a short track, so it's going to be a lot different. Like I said, that's what's going to happen next week. It's going to be loose. Turn 4 is going to be the enemy in that race. 100%.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see the 87s back at North Wilkesboro. It's going to be, I've not watched any races. I've only turned laps there in the trucks. Mm-hmm. So I don't know how these cars are going to handle. I'm going to do some test laps before the race next week so I can, better talk about it and see what happens.
So, but again, we want to thank everybody who hangs out with us. Like we say every race, huge thank you to NSRA for allowing us to broadcast these races. We want to give a huge shout out again to Simbox, facebook.com/SimboxPC for your button boxes. Cantrell's Market up in Tennessee as well too. These guys have been all in from race 1 to race 6, and then we still have 3 more races to go. 3 more weeks, and it's almost coming to an end. It's sad.
By the way, it's North Wilkesboro, then Talladega, and then Michigan. Those 3 races are going to be fantastic.
Yeah, so if you want to hold in there, keep in with the action, you know where to find us. We're going to be here again next week. 8:45 p.m. Eastern is when we'll start up. 9 p.m. is when the green flag will drop. Actually, qualifying will drop. And then, you don't want to miss North Wilkesboro. It's going to be, if you have not watched a race and this is your first time tuning in, you have to come back for North Wilkesboro. It's going to be insane.
Hands down.
Well, from everyone here at 10-4, we want to thank you for following along with us, and can't wait for next week, and we'll see y'all then. Have a good night.
Have a great week, guys.